from ourselves, stealing and getting dictatorship by the Bretton Woods institutions. In the 70s, I'm sure President Obasanjo may have shared about the debt issue, the debt problem in Africa. Himself is a very good example of how you can move from a military leader, call it dictator even, because military leaders are really not very democratic. He transformed himself, which is a very good example of how African leaders can, first of all, begin to change from within and then change the continent. President Obasanjo is a very good example of how you can create democracies in Africa. So I think that my advice then is nobody should feel scared by the Genz revolution because it's for the good of this continent.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your responses. As we see, His Excellency is a strong proponent, you know, for youths, and I thank you so much for the genuine heart that you have, you know, in terms of just empowering us. So we're going to move on to the next round of questions. So I'll take questions from this side, and I'll come back here. Later, again, like I said, we want to hear from new people. We want to hear new perspectives because some of us have been here throughout the conference and I know we have new faces. So I'm just going to go all the way back here. I want to hear from you. Introduce yourself, tell us your name and go right in.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony. I am a Gen Z here in Kenya and we are so glad to have you here today. So my question actually, why? Because from the information that we do have is that Africa, in her bellies, we are endowed with the resources that are able to sustain us and we can move our development goals. Why are we beholding to the West? The second one and the last one. All right, the last one. Okay, the last one is about Agenda 2063. If you look keenly, the people that come up with the Agenda 2063 will all be dead by 2063. Can we come up with goals that we can achieve when we are alive? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's stick to one question only, okay? I want to hear from the lady here.
Hello. My name is Audrey. I'm a student at Strathmore, and mine is not really a question, it's just a response to the question you asked. You asked when this dialogue will happen. I have a list of 4. When all those arrested and abducted have received legal justice, when all the police officers incriminated in the killings and illegal conduct have been arrested and charged, when the CSs implicated in corruption cases are held accountable and suspended, and there is already precedent for this set by Uhuru Kenyatta in his previous administration when he suspended 6 CSs, so it's possible. When the IEBC is fully reconstituted, signing of the bill is just part of the process. We need to see it through to the end. When the illegal arrest of youth brave enough to let their voices be heard are stopped. Just now, 4 minutes ago, Mushiri Mike was arrested at Kasarani. The charges are not clear, the situation is not clear. He's been very vocal about the movement and it's still happening. So that is when dialogue will happen, if it takes all night or 100 years.
Thank you. Let's take it from the end over here, this far end. Let's make it quick and concise.
Thank you. My question is, in fact, let me start here. For the past 3 days, we have been talking about different thematic areas. I've been thinking as I'm sitting here, we are talking about culture. We are talking about education, and we are talking about women empowerment. And if we are talking about culture, in my culture, women were not supposed to work. Women were supposed to be married at the age of 15 to 20 so that they could take care of the family and make children. At the other hand, we are talking about women in leadership. We are saying empower women. We are talking about education. We are saying let women be empowered through education. Your Excellency, do you think we should visit the definition of Pan-Africanism? And one last question is, do we think the world, or Africa and the world is ready, the world is ready and Africa is ready for women to lead? I will make an example of Cyril Ramaphosa in South Africa. I don't think Cyril Ramaphosa won the election to be ANC president because he had the merit, but he was competing against women. I don't think after the Conservative Party expelled Boris Johnson, I don't think Luz Truss, who took only 45 days, we can say she failed. I don't think Donald Trump won the elections because on merit. I think because he was against Clinton, who is the woman, in fact, is the reason why I think the world is not ready. Do you think the world is ready for women to lead?
I understand we have a lot to say, but please, let's follow the guidelines or rule. Let's take up to only one question, please. I have the gentleman at the, and I'll take a last bonus question, then we'll, thank you.
Your Excellency, Kaolnzo Musyoka, good afternoon, and everyone else. My question is to the African youth. We are always talking about democracy. Okay, my name is Victor Sankara. My question is to the African youth. We are always talking about democracy, but what I find out is that there's no democracy. Because democracy, as we all understand, is a system of governance whereby the people are at the center of everything. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But what we are witnessing across Africa, they are just pseudo elections where people are just imposed on us, and once they are imposed, they don't even work for us, they work for other interests like the West. So what must happen? These elections are just a charade. I think as Africans, we need to wake up and realize that we are not electing our leaders, and that needs to change. Thank you.
I think we're going to shift it to have His Excellency just answer this round of questions. Okay, should we take one more?
I can see the moderator want to gag my freedom of expression anyway. Because His Excellency, thank you for your kind permission. My name is Kojisaki, Assistant Commissioner for Social Development, United Nations International Missions, and also